hungry.
Yeah, me too.
You got any groceries?
Yeah, we got bananas right here and groceries in the cupboard.
You know what I'm in the mood for? Eggplant.
This is one of those meals that has all the flavor and textures of a cozy, saucy, Italian traditional lasagna without the noodles and without the dairy. It's a lightened up version and a healthier version, vegan version, without all the guilt. Hi, I'm Annette, a plant-based home chef and a volunteer with Bounty and Soul, where we connect, share, and celebrate nutritious food. We believe food is medicine, and we believe in the power of plants and whole foods. Today, I'm going to show you my recipe for vegan eggplant lasagna. And we're going to be making it with using some tofu to make some tofu ricotta. And we're also going to be using some cashews to make some creamy cashew cheese. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to slice up your eggplant. So whenever I'm using these wonderful knives that my son bought me, I wear a glove just for safety reasons. So here's my glove that's supposed to keep from getting cut. So I like to slice the eggplant in very thin slices. And so that's what I'm going to do. You can do it by hand, or if you have a mandolin, you can do it with a mandolin. But the important part is once they're all sliced, you need to salt the pieces of the eggplant and let it sit for at least 15 minutes so that all the moisture and the bitterness goes away. And don't worry about all the salt that you're putting on it, because then once you've let it sit for 15 minutes and let it drain, you're going to rinse all that salt off. And this eggplant is going to become the noodles in our lasagna. So you can see here the eggplant, it's been salted, and you can see the water on it and how it's draining out. And I've got a little bit of water in my pan down here. And with that, all that water goes away, the bitterness goes away. So I have drained and rinsed the salt off of the eggplant slices, and now I'm going to add them to a hot skillet, and I'm going to brown each side a little bit. Some people like to bake them, or I've even tried it raw before, but today I'm going to go ahead and put them into a hot skillet, and if it starts to stick a little bit, I'll add a little bit of water. I'm just going to cook these up, just get the rawness off of them, and give them a good flip, and then we'll go from there. So my eggplant has kind of browned on one side, on both sides, and it's very soft now and cooked. I'm just going to continue doing that with the rest of the eggplant. So here's the cooked eggplant. It's very soft and pliable, and you know, I've cooked off the rawness to the eggplant. These are going to be our noodles. So to do the tofu ricotta, I put 1 block of tofu in here. I have a frozen box of chopped broccoli. I have some nutritional yeast, about a half a cup. Got a couple of tablespoons of mustard. I've got a couple of tablespoons of Italian seasoning. I've got couple of tablespoons each of garlic powder and onion powder. And there's also a couple of tablespoons of miso in here. And I'm going to blend this all up, and it's going to become our ricotta cheese, which we're going to spread on top of our eggplant noodles. So the ricotta, it has been mixed and looking good. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of here, and then we're going to blend up our cashew cheese. So this is a cup of cashews that I soaked overnight. Now, if you didn't have the chance to soak them overnight like I did, you can pour boiling hot water on them and let them soak for like 15 minutes or so. But they swelled up overnight and they've become really soft. I'm going to go ahead, mix them in with my water. I have a half cup of water in here. a tablespoon or so of lemon juice and some apple cider vinegar in here, a tablespoon or so. I'm going to put them in here, blend them up, and that's going to become our cashew cheese. Here's our cashew cheese. It's very creamy and thick, and it's going to stick to the noodles, or the eggplant noodles, really great. The other ingredients to the lasagna, the vegan eggplant lasagna, is some mushrooms. I took the mushrooms and about a pound or so of mushrooms, sliced them up, and then I sauteed them in a pan, and that's what these are. Also have some vegan Italian sausage that I just crumbled up in my food processor, and this is going to be some of the meat, the meaty texture that's going to come through. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the cheese, the ricotta, the mushrooms, and all of the meat and everything. I'm going to layer it in my pan, and we're going to start building our lasagna. You're also going to need some marinara sauce, and I have a couple of jars of this. You can use your homemade stuff or whatever your preferred marinara sauce is. You need to cover the bottom of the pan with a layer of marinara sauce, and then I'm just going to go ahead and lay my eggplants that I cooked on top of the layer. This is going to be the base, and we're going to put all of our other ingredients on top. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take some of that ricotta, and I'm going to put a layer of ricotta on top of the eggplant. You want to end up at the very top of the lasagna with a layer of eggplant, and then you pour the rest of your marinara sauce on top of it, and then you will bake it from there. But in the middle, the layers will probably have 2 or 3 layers here. So next, I'm going to add my mushrooms. I'm just going to use my hands. My hands are clean. I'm just going to add my mushrooms, add a mushroom layer. And I'm going to add my meat, my vegan Italian sausages. After that, I'm just going to do dollops of the cashew cheese. Now we're going to add another layer of that marinara sauce. And I'm just going to repeat it. So I ended up with 2 layers, and now I'm putting my final layer on top here. My eggplant. And at the very end, I'll cover this with more marinara sauce. And I am going to top it with the remainder of the cashew cheese. So if you wanted to use more than one eggplant, you would probably be able to get more layers and finish the top of the finish the top a little better. So final layer, I'm going to go ahead and add some marinara sauce on here and spread it out. Looking good. And last but not least, I'm going to add the rest of the cashew cheese. I'm just going to dollop it on top. What I'm going to do next will be to cover this with foil and bake it in an oven like 425 or 450, whatever, for about 20 minutes or so till everything is cooked and bubbly. So here's the final product. I baked it for roughly 45 minutes or so. I sprinkled a little nutritional yeast on top, but this is it. And now I'm letting it rest before I cut it. I'm going to give this a taste now. It looks and smells great. Oh, let me get my eggplant here. Piece of my eggplant. This is true comfort food. One more bite. You know, I think this is the best that I've ever made. I'm really proud of myself. Anyway, I hope you like this recipe and will give it a try. It's definitely very creamy and really good. It's very satisfying. And I want to thank all of my wonderful subscribers. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the bell and the thumbs up, and then you'll be notified every time I make a new video. One more thing. Please go ahead and check out my recently published cookbook. It's called Heart Healthy and Feeling Full Cookbook, and it's available on Amazon today. And I listed the link to the cookbook in the description below, in the details below. Thanks for watching. Join me each week here in my kitchen where I share plant-based, nutritious recipes with you. And I'll be seeing you at Bounty and Soul each week as I hand out the local produce and wish each one of you the best. This is Annette signing off for now. And remember to invest in your health by eating whole, unprocessed foods.